Good evening, everybody. Good evening. So, I wanted to do a pop up live to talk about something, a few things. First of all, one about security. We're going to talk a little bit about the auction as well at the very end of this live stream. But I want to talk about security because how many of you have ever lived through a riot? Hit a one in the chat. There's not very many people here. I've realized that I'm being shadow banned again. So the best thing you could do for this channel is hit the thumbs up. Also share this channel out on all your social media. YouTube. Okay, anyway. How many of you hit a one if you've ever been in a riot? If you've ever been in any type of civil unrest, been right there and it's in your face, hit a one. I'm giving you a minute, and I'm giving people a minute to come on since this is a pop up. I had to patrol BLM riot in 2017 at Erlanger Hospital. Wow. Okay. Truthful troll. What about you? You want to say where you were? Me personally, as you all know, I lived in Los Angeles, and I was like, "There's no way that it's gonna come from LA all the way to East Los Angeles County." Now, not East Los Angeles County. I was almost at the San Bernardino line, right? So, I was like, "There's no way that it's gonna come all the way out here when the Rodney King riots happened." But it did, and it was a wake-up call. And I wanna talk about I missed the Long Beach riot at the mall by 90 minutes during the Rodney King. And the Rodney King riot was no joke. It was no joke, SBLL. I lived in Los Angeles County at the time. I lived in San Dimas, and a lot of people know San Dimas from Raging Waters and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They did a bunch of filming there. But I want to say that, it was very nerve wracking as we took a map and we started highlighting it. It was me and 3 of my friends and, my girlfriend at the time, and we started highlighting how close it was getting, and I was like, "Holy smokes." We were paying, this is 1992 that the riots happened. Right after the riots, the apartment I lived in was a two-bedroom, two-bath apartment. It went from $900 a month down to $650 a month, and it was, you went outside, and I love my Mexican brothers and sisters, you all know that, but there was cholos hanging out on the wall. We woke up one morning, they had hit the parking lot. This is after the Rodney King riots, and I was trying to get out of Los Angeles, escape from LA, right? But, they had hit the parking lot and stole everybody's tires and rims. And at that time, I had a 1972 Camaro split bumper. It was beautiful, had very expensive rims on it. They took all the rims but one and left me with one rim, which was awfully nice of them. But they hit like 20 cars that night. And the riot thing started me thinking today is like, what do we do if it actually comes into our neighborhood, right? What if it comes into our neighborhood? Home defense uh, preparations are really, really important because if it comes into our neighborhood, things are a lot different now. The year of COVID-19, when the pandemic started, a lot of civil unrest started, and a lot of people started witnessing in the United States. They really had never seen those kind of things since the 1960s. What happened in the 1960s? Do y'all know? Watts, one of the worst riots in the country. But make no mistake, within our nation, there has been times that the time is right there in front of your face. And while like riots and violent demonstrations, they're mostly, overall statistic wise, they're mostly confined to urban centers so far. But we are seeing things in the suburbs. We're seeing things in the rural areas that to me is a concerning trend. But I think the biggest thing is a home defense plan. We have to take into consideration large groups of violent people like invading a neighborhood and perhaps even threatening your residence or mine and Dragonfly's residence. And of course, the go-to most of the time is a firearm, right? It's a firearm. You went to Maples to help your buddy get his tools out of the shop before the rioters burned down the shop. Yeah, I see zombie. There's some weird stuff going on right now. I don't see Zombie now. Zombie was on here and now he's not. I don't know what's going on, but people are coming in the chat and I'll see them and then they'll disappear. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's y'all doing that stuff. But I think it's really, really important, right? That, you can't just rely on the firearm. Of course, having a firearm is always a good thing because it allows us not to get overpowered or outnumbered as quickly. And it also, is a great way to deter people from coming in. Even if you are doing pop shots, you know. But the thing is once they're determined criminals and they decide to breach the doors, all bets are off. Everything's off. There is this new trend in the United States where people are actually breaking into people's homes while they're home, and it's getting more and more and more. But I think that, like, as we talk about these things, all these mobs of protesters, they may march through a neighborhood peacefully, posing no threat at all. But one bad actor sets it all off. And when people have like the mob mentality, that's when we're all in trouble. We really are in trouble. I think we have to have a plan. And how should this scenario really change, like, how we're looking at our home defense plans? First of all, we need to stay informed and aware. So it's very, very important to keep an eye on the news, utilize apps on your phone that focus on your local community to be aware of any protesting in or near your neighborhood. And also, it can spring up really quickly. So it could be going mellow and it could be a peaceful protest and then boom. And when the boom happens is when we have to be able to react because they're going to occur really fast and it's going to leave no time for us to go, okay, what do I do? What do I do? So we have to have a plan in like in line. Um, One thing that I learned being in the Rodney King riots is that a lot of times when stuff happens, people start throwing bricks, rocks, and sometimes devices through glass, right? So we need to be really conscious of your front facing windows or any window that faces the main entryways or road, especially in the event of a protest. Close all your blinds, keep yourself and your family away from the glass. And then also, the blinds not only conceal you from prying eyes that like could say, oh well, there's people in there, we're going to come at them, but they also, it could help if they do throw something in the window as a barrier. So move your family definitely to a central location in the house where there's more safety from any type of flying debris, right? I think that's like really, really important. Sideways faster than a OTWP trivia show, that's about the truth. That is about the truth, right? Those riot groups didn't even care about the kids. No, they didn't. And think about, especially during the 1992 Rodney King riots, I mean, I was just like, wow. At that time, I was working for the California Narcotics Officers Association. I was putting together one of their big publications, and I had an appointment to go to Pomona and Chino, like, that day. Well, I called it off. I didn't wanna be out and about, but the next day I called the lady and I said, "Can we come over? Can I go ahead and come over now?" She said, "No, they busted every window in my store." She owned a big liquor store and a liquor warehouse. She said, "They busted every window in the store, came through the front windows and ransacked my store." She said, "I basically have no liquor left, no cigarettes left, no none of," she said, "They took everything but the cash register." And I was like, "Holy smokes." And then I was like, "No, she's pulling my leg." It was not that close because from San Dimas to Pomona is like, even in heavy traffic, maybe 10, 15-minute drive. And I was like, "This lady's gotta be pulling my leg." And so I decided to jump in my car and go over there. Well, yeah, all her windows boarded up. So it can happen really, really quickly. But I think the other thing that we have to have and realize is there could be a huge threat of fire, right? So right now, this week, if you don't have how many, please, there's 18 of us in the chat right now. Please let me see 17 or 18 ones that you have a fire extinguisher and that you have a first aid kit. Hit a one, please, if you have a fire extinguisher and a first aid kit. I hope to God that you prepping people have that because I'll tell you what, the threat of a fire is real, especially when there's civil unrest. Thank God. I see Zombie now. Pete, nice to see you, man. Sherry, I sent you an email. Sherry, please check your email. Remaining Remnant, nice to see you. Dragonflies, SBLL. Yeah, George. Okay, thank God. Okay, because that's like really important. Um, excuse me. Okay, all right, Miss Sherry. One thing I want to talk about too is that you should have more than one fire extinguisher. Like, I kinda went over the top, and Dragonflies was like, "Holy crap," but then she got the point, and we usually agree on stuff, but she was like she wa most of the time most of the time, we agree on a lot of stuff when it comes to except when it comes to me messing up the kitchen, okay, y'all? But I did not do the dishes today, shame on me. What? What? Oh, shit, she's snapping her fingers and swishing through the cabin. Anyway, y'all, I think it's really, really important that you have more than one fire extinguisher because there is different types of fires. That's one thing I did when I was in the Navy is I was, considered an ABF, which is a fuelie, but because it was such a small island, we did every duty that there was, and people don't realize that, if you have an electrical fire or if you have a wood fire or whatever it could be, that you may need a different kind of fire extinguisher. There's some really cool fire extinguisher out. I'll have to look up what the name of it is and drop it. Finger snapping. Yeah, she is. She is, Simon. I'll have to drop the link on the community page. It is badass. I'm going to tell you that it's badass. So you take this fire extinguisher. One, they have the new blanket out, and the blankets are pretty cool because you even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, a lot of people have fire extinguishers, but they don't check them. They don't do any PM on them, so they have even no idea if they're full, if they're capable of putting a fire out because they've sat on the wall for 4 years, and they're like, "Well, I don't know. I think I have a fire extinguisher, but I don't know if it works." Right? Um, well, most definitely. Not only, George, do I know how to run a fire extinguisher, I actually worked on fire trucks, and that's what I was saying. In the Navy, I was a ABF, which is a aviation boatsman and fuelie, and so we had to go through extensive, fire classes. I actually got thrown in a fire pit of JP5 with a silver suit on, and I was like I probably was like 19 at the time, maybe 20, and they threw me in there and I slipped because that stuff was so heavy. The suit was heavy, and then on top of it, the pit had so much gunk in it, and I slipped. And I'll tell you what, I don't care who you are, but when you see flames 20 foot over your head, you get your ass up real quick, right? You get your ass up real quick, and you're like, "Holy smokes." So, yes, and then also, George, to answer that question, I also every time there was a flight, I was out there with a full-size fire extinguisher that was on a dolly, and we would go up to make sure that the engines didn't catch on fire. At one time on the island, the plane that brought us back and forth, it carried about 40, 50 people, right? It actually the motor caught on fire and a big flame shot out the back. I took the fire extinguisher. Well, it was my time to get on that plane and go home. You bet your ass I did. I jumped on that plane and I went home to Coronado. I lived in North Island. Yeah. 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 Well, actually, I had a couple instances, truthful troll, honestly, in Los Angeles. I lived through the riots, and then, right when I moved to San Dimas, my apartment got broke into, which I've told that story I don't even know how many times. I'm not gonna tell it again. But those kind of things make you wake up. I think that the other thing that we need to realize is that there is less lethal tools, especially in the event of a protest in your neighborhood. First of all, the very first thing you should do is do not leave the house. Do not go into your yard and threaten people or point guns at anyone. Resist the urge to protect the property in that manner. And I'm saying this for one reason because you might threaten one and there might be 100. Don't go out there videotaping it and taking pictures because you have a YouTube channel. That's a really stupid thing to do. Right? As long as your entire household is in the house, stay there, barricade the doors, and then if a threat breaks in, then deal with it accordingly, right? Like any other home invasion. but don't go outside and egg it on. That's a bad move. And if you wanna live through a riot, the last thing you wanna do is egg the bullshit on. You don't wanna egg the shit on. Another thing that you might wanna have handy, right, is it's not deadly, but a large canister of OC spray or bear spray. See, bear spray tends to work well when it creates this large fog pattern that goes out, right? So bear spray tends to work well for such a need as it creates a large fog pattern and it'll work to disperse a crowd because most of them are going to be like, whoa, crap, this is terrible. But don't leave the house unless you have to. And this is a good tool to have on hand if you need to disperse hostile people. You always want to use your head before you use your bronze. And I know a lot of people are going to go, I'm going straight to my firearm. I would say definitely have your firearm ready. But, really in your own home, you should have your firearm ready already. You should already have it. Of course, safety first, but you should definitely already have it available to you, and you should have it in a distance, you know, um, that you can grab it at any time because it's not gonna do you any good if, 1, it's unloaded, 2, it's all the way over there and you're over here and you have to run to try to get it. It's not gonna do you any good. Make baking soda into plastic baggies, and if you have a chimney fire, drop the down the chimney and it puts out the fire. Oh, that's a good point. You're gonna climb up there, Tam Tam, and you're gonna drop that sucker down the chimney. Uh, but I wanna see that. Well, it comes to a point, Simon, and it comes to a point that if they're gonna breach the door, that's just when all shit's gonna hit the fan anyway, right? You're gonna have to do what you gotta do. But of course, you wanna use things wisely. You wanna use them wisely. You don't wanna draw attention to yourself, especially during a riot. And if you happen to be out there in a peaceful protest, right? It's a protest against the current establishment or whatever, and it turns ugly. You also want to get out of that situation as quick as possible, right? You definitely want to. You definitely want to. Have you ever fought a forest fire? Slingshot, well, you could bop them upside their head. That's for sure. I think when it comes to firearms, civil unrest is probably one of many reasons to be armed, but the recent mob activity should lead you to evaluate like your current home defense weaponry. The handgun, remains the most readily deployable weapon for home defense, but a good old 20 gauge is also a good go-to. Violent home invasions, though, by multiple criminals, have led to keep a dedicated long gun, shotgun, or rifle at the ready. And I would, say that civil unrest and mob violence is yet another convincing reason to do this. Especially if you're facing a situation or sheltering in place and violent rioters run through your neighborhood, having a long gun in hand, just like in 1992 during the riots, um, it made people think twice. I mean, people really did. Uh, they went in front of their businesses to keep them from burning it down. And a lot of businesses burnt to the ground. So, we're living in times that are unprecedented. That we have to really rise to the occasion that danger is around us, and a really good home defense plan is needs to be in place, right? Because and mob violence needs to be thought about. That's for sure. Mob violence definitely needs to be thought about. That's why I brought it up tonight. I was like, what have we not talked about? We've talked about layers of protection and things like that, but when it gets down to the nitty gritty, there's things that we can do to pull ourselves out of the situation where it could turn really sour really quick. And we have to use our heads first before we use our bronze, before we use our weaponry. And, when it comes down to it, there sometimes there's not going to be a choice. There's not going to be a choice. And I think that we're living in the times right now that sometimes there's no choice. How many of you in the chat feel that, that you do have home security in place, but you also feel that your neighborhood could turn into one of those situations? Hit a 1. I think it could happen really quick. I don't think out here in the forest, but this is our predicament, is if something pops off, say, in St. Louis, people could jump the train and end up in the forest and just stumble upon us, and it would be 2 against 2, how no how many. Me and Dragonflies have really literally talked about scenarios that we see 10 or 15 guys or men and women coming up that hill, and kinda what our plan of attack is, because we will go on the offensive. I think keeping them away, they're actually called chimney bombs. Interesting. I think keeping people away, as far away as possible from your dwelling, is really important. But sometimes there's no choice, like SBLL, there's no choice when you live in the city and the streets are busy in front of your neighborhood or your home. Um, I think that each one of us needs to have a plan, and we need to run different scenarios through our heads, because the time that you don't expect it is when it's going to happen. Just like in Los Angeles, and I am going to bring it up, even though I've talked about it a lot on the channel, it changed the way I looked at the world. It really changed the way I looked at the world. When I was asleep in my own bed, minding my own business with my doors locked, and you have that sense of peace at home, right? You really do have that sense of peace at home. And when you get woke up at 2, 3 in the morning and someone's in your bedroom looking at you, and they have a stocking cap on, they have a flannel shirt on, everything about their demeanor led me to believe that who knows what the next step is, that they were there definitely to perpetrate a crime on me. And, you know, that animal instinct, that practice that you do, the things that you do over and over, even if you're just running the scenario and you're talking about it, checking your doors, checking your windows. Maybe this is the time of the year you go, well, shit, I haven't checked the windows to make sure they're locked in a long time. Replacing those bolts in your door, having a door brace, having window alarms, things like that. Yeah. Oh, okay. We used to run a campground like 10 minutes from there in Phillipsburg, and it is a good idea to run them through your head, even if, and, let's hope that doesn't happen to you. But I think with the way the United States is going, I think that we're going to really see crime escalate even more. And when it does, I think that we don't want to go, oh my gosh, what do I do? You want to say, me and Dragonflies have a plan. Simon and his wife have a plan. George and hopefully neighbors or friends have a plan. And I think that's a great deterrent. I think it is a great deterrent. You know, uh, Animals and dogs. One, dogs are like the alert. Um, they're the alert, and they start barking, and that sets you off into who's there and what are they doing. You know, uh, just like with this intruder that came on the property, the alarm goes off, the other alarm goes off, T-bone and troopers start barking. And they know that when they hear that alarm, something's up. They also get excited when we're not home and that alarm goes off. But we have window alarms, we have door alarms. We also have added sheets of of film, like what do you call tinning, so that nobody can see in the front window. Because that's one thing that we do not like about this cabin is there's so many windows, right? There's so many windows, and when you have so many windows, it really could cause you a world of crap. Even during storms, we had a window bust up there at the top in the loft. Um, those things Windows are dangerous. Windows, you gotta check them. You gotta make sure that just because they look locked doesn't mean they are locked. And one of the best things you could actually do for yourself is go outside and pretend you're a perpetrator trying to get into your house. Look at, hey, blue butterfly, look at your situation. Look at, okay, if I was a perpetrator, where would I come up? to get into this house, which is yours. And by doing some of those scenarios, it might sound silly, but really by doing them, you're gonna realize that you have some freaking weak spots, and those weak spots need to be addressed while you can address them. If you don't address them, then what happens? Yeah, the fire blankets. That's what I was gonna drop the link, the fire blanket, and there's another one, and this thing is so awesome, Rick. I don't know what it's called. There's a really, really cool, fire extinguisher out, and it is really badass. But we have to stay on point. We prepare not only for doomsday, not only for war, but natural disasters, you know, th- civil unrest. And I think civil unrest is going to get heated up this summer. How many of you in the chat right now honestly think that this summer is going to be a summer of violence? I do. I really do. Just because of the way this year started and because it's an election year. Hit a one or put yes if you think this is going to be a summer of violence coming up. I really do. And the thing is that violence can start anywhere, anywhere. You could be out shopping, minding your own damn business. You could be getting some gas. You could be going to talk to a neighbor, and boom, it's right there in your face, right? Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that myself, SBLL, is welding because we hate like this where I'm sitting right now, there is full windows that are from the ground to the floor, and all those windows can cause major, major concerns, right? Because it's real easy for somebody to walk up on the back deck, kick in a window, and boom, right? Um, I think you're right. I think that very soon in the United States, it's gonna be kicking off a violent, violent summer, and I think that all summer it's gonna escalate. I think that the plan is maybe to lock us down, oh, from a disease, lock us down from chaos, lock us down from civil unrest, whatever it may be, is to implement another lockdown. And remember, ML, they're not gonna come out and say ML. They're gonna come out and say, "We have a state of emergency." When they say that we have a state of emergency, that's when you know, just like what happened with COVID, that it is a serious situation. We didn't really know how serious the situation was with COVID, but we do know, and I know personally, that I lost people in my life. I know that I had COVID and it made me sick and I didn't feel well and I had a nasty cough for months on end. I know that, no matter what we believe, I still didn't do this. But whatever we believe is that it is, however we want to say it, like it's here and it's not going anywhere and it's going to escalate more and more. Um, well, you know, yeah, plywood is a good thing. It is a very good thing, Simon. And even if you don't have it up, right? But to have it pre-cut and in the area where you need it is always a good thing. Everybody, tomorrow is Dragonfly's birthday. Tomorrow is Dragonfly's birthday. I really appreciate y'all coming in tonight. Um, I wanted to talk about this subject. Does anybody have any questions or any concerns? I think we addressed a lot of stuff in this 35 minutes, but I want to talk about the auction too tonight. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, put it in all capitals and start doing that on in the chat. As the channel grows, it's a lot easier. Yeah, gray man gear is a good idea. Well, and honestly, truthful troll, it's like okay, when I first moved here, I didn't own, I don't think I owned one flannel shirt, and I stuck out like a sore thumb, right? I would wear dress shirts like this, and people were always staring at me, and I realized that gray man doesn't have to be too extreme, but you still may have to implement it in your neighborhood. If you pull up in a Porsche and you're in a Ford Pinto neighborhood, you may have a problem. Everybody's going to start noticing you, right? And so it's really, really important that each one of us has our own gray man attire, and you probably should keep it in your vehicle. Um, I think one of the safe go-tos is a because you could do it, men or women or kids, is to have a pullover hoodie. A basic gray or black hoodie, not white, gray or black. And then that way all you have to do is just, you can take off your outer shirt, pull over your hoodie, and hopefully get out of a situation. If you've noticed the Blood Tribe, all these different people that riot, is that they all look the same. Why do they look the same? Because they've taken a military theory and flipped it around to utilize it so that they don't get caught. Um, well, I have this thing about baby blue Pintos. Pink is the new black, though. Kentucky, you go ahead. You put on that pink. Uh, you go ahead. Kentucky Survival. You go ahead and get you a pink hoodie, and when you do, I want to see a live stream you wearing it. I want to see it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and that's exactly why they do it. Why do in the military do they wear a lot of camo? Because it keeps you undercover. It keeps you blended in with the terrain. And it's the same thing when you implement the gray man theory into your life. Like, we got a wake up call, I think, what was it, a year and a half ago, when Dragonflies went into a grocery store and she was buying bulk coffee. And a little girl points her out, goes, "Mommy, mommy," and it's like, why is that lady buying so much stuff? And from that day on, we changed our shopping habits. We get a little bit from Amazon, a little bit from this store, a little bit from that store. Because when people start pointing you out, that means you're standing out. And that in 2024 can be very dangerous, is to stand out in the crowd instead of blending in with your environment. So that's like, yeah. Who was it? The guy in black. Yeah. No pink. No pink for dragonflies. Hello, Hardest Anya. I wanna, talk a little bit about the auction. I appreciate everybody being here. If you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna talk about the auction a little bit so that it runs a little smoother than last time, right? So, first of all, if you're here tonight, you're gonna get a sneak peek. Um, and through this video, there is approximately 10 tables of stuff. I don't even know if I can get it all, videotaped and ready. That's how much stuff there is. And we have more stuff coming in, and, uh, we have another auction, house that wants us to get involved with them. So, this auction thing could be really good for me and Dragonflies, for me to go back self-employed, which I'm praying that I get to go back self-employed. I cannot walk to the beat of someone else's drum and make them rich. I would rather work for myself, even if sometimes it's a struggle. So let's watch this video, and then I'll be back on at the end of it. We're going to talk about some of the guidelines about the auction and how we're streamlining stuff. So if you're not registered for the auction, the first thing you need to do, if somebody would drop it in the chat, is you need to email otwpwinner@gmail. If you've already been and participated in an auction, you don't have to do it. You will always be registered. So you once you register, you never have to do it again. Okay. The second thing is this auction, there is no go backs. So if you're not at the auction and you're not there bidding, once I say it's done, it's done. I'm gonna have a timer, and when the timer's over, if nobody bids on it, it's done and over with. So you can't come back and say, "Well, I'm gonna buy it for $5 or $10." It's not gonna work that way, because I have another auction house that all this stuff is gonna get rounded up in a U-Haul, and it's gonna go to the other auction house. And then we have another auction, and it's gonna be, so we're doing double auctions, and, hopefully soon we'll be doing triple. One for y'all. Y'all get first pick. Second one will be at another auction or our auction house, and the third one will be at their auction house. So that way, we're really moving stuff and having fun at the same time. Well, you're about to see Truthful Troll. There is a lot of prepper stuff, a lot of prepper books, There's a lot of cast iron, there's a lot of knives, there's some first aid kits that are put together. There's a lot of different things. I'm gonna show this video, I think it's about 5 minutes long, and then I'm gonna come back and talk to you a little bit about the auction. One of the mods, go ahead and drop that email, okay? Drop the email. If you have not registered or if you have not participated in an auction, please watch the video and follow the steps to register. It's gonna make things a lot easier. Also, we got cards, so each person will have a auction number. So it's gonna be really easy for Dragonflies to tally it up at the end of the auction, or me, or both of us, and send out your invoices. So take a look, you get a sneak peek. And there's another video out that has another sneak peek, but this one's a little bit more, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is a lot of stuff. I hope y'all really enjoy it. Here we go.
Go through one of the tables. Well, no, this is 2 tables, but I would say there's probably a good 6 tables. Vintage Pepsi tray, 2 brand new spicy shelves in the package, a beautiful clock, some Asian tin jars. But check this thing out. So you take that off and you can actually cook on it. Has the holder, the stand, everything. That thing's kind of neat. You got a big, huge Guardian of the Sea picture back here. You got 2 matching pictures. A brand new sweater. This sweater is a medium. Let's see what the price tag is on it. $70. $70 sweater. Beautiful. Beautiful sweater. Little kid's life jacket. Little kid's life jacket. Some canning jars. Some knives. Straight razor. Cast iron. Military patches. Salt and pepper shakers. An old meat grinder. This thing's pretty cool. Has your old vintage pop top opener, and then your pop tops drop down there. Little step ladder. We got some Coca-Cola memorabilia. It'll be sold off as a set. We have, what is this? Some kind of mixer. What is this? Like to mix smoothies and stuff in. All the parts are there. I checked it. A beautiful bathroom set. You get the cup, the soap holder, and the candle holders, all for one money. Little mini TV with AM/FM radio. 3 cobalt blue jars. A crock. I don't think this is an old crock. It's pretty good size. It's neat looking though. But you get 4 of the metal snap top jars. 3 of these old vintage green cups. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's Japanese. Old sat iron. Old telephone. A whole bag of military decals. I mean military patches. All different ones in there. Another set of salt and pepper shakers. There is a, what is this? Oh, some heavy pieces of cast iron, decorative cast iron. Magnifying glass. Some cork. This is a beautiful candle holder. It's like a little chandelier. A group of Blu-rays. That'll probably all be sold together. Auctioned off. And brand new camo pants. Let's see what size these are. I think they're 38. XXL. I think this is a Boyd Bear, y'all. I think it is a Boyd Bear. I'll have to look to make sure, but I think it's a Boyd Bear. I don't know. Super cute. He must do something because the battery in there. An old duck clock. A multi-purpose inflator. Fishing wire basket. 2 burner. Hot plate. An old metal tin. A leather biker's vest. Not sure what size. A display case. It's a small one. It has plexiglass in it, but I'd take the plexiglass out and redo it. Storage container, some kind of molds. old magazine rack, 2 metal racks, and this is just getting started. This is just getting started. Nice magnifying glass, and it hooks right onto your desk. There's also a pair of clippers back there, hair clippers. Here's a Road Pro heater that you can plug right into your ladder. That's pretty cool. There's lots of stuff. Oh, I forgot this top shelf. There's a birdhouse. There is some fishing stuff in this one. Not those. Those are mine. A couple glass pieces, a birdhouse, a Coleman cooler, a massaging pillow, some kind of router back there. We'll see what else comes up. A collection of spoons. Some of this stuff, by the time the day of the sale, it'll be put in flats, and so you'll be bidding on by the flat. But I do want to let you know, this auction, we're not doing any go backs. So you have to be at the auction, you have to be bidding, because otherwise, once I say it's gone, it's gone. Because I have another auction house that will take any of this stuff. They actually wanted me to bring it to them first, but I said no. Um, I want to get my own going, and so we're working hard.
There's lots of cast iron too. Um, there's lots of knives. There's boot knives, decorative knives, all kinds of knives as well, case knives. There's other fishing gear that I haven't put on there yet, and I'm just giving you a sneak peek. I'm not giving you everything. The thing is that if you see something in one of these two uh, premieres or live stream and you're unable to be there, you can do a proxy bid. And what I mean by a proxy bid is you can register at otwpwinner at gmail.com, and then you can say, I would like to bid on the first aid kit that's full of first aid supplies. Um, the auction is Tuesday because tomorrow is Dragonfly's birthday. And this is so badass. This is a 3 foot by 5 foot brand new flag. I only have one of them. I wish I could have got more, but that flag, it look at the detail of that flag. That flag is gorgeous. And it's 3 foot by 5 foot with the grommets. That flag is badass. There's also a 2A Zippo that's really cool. And there's a military Zippo going in this auction. Um, so if you want a proxy bid and you see something, right, that you really want and you don't think you're going to make the auction in time, it starts at 4:30 p.m. Central Time. We'll have about 20 minutes, let people register and stuff. You can do proxy bids. So right now, if you say, I want that freaking flag, I'm going to get that flag, you can send in a proxy bid. And what that means is that you email that I want to bid, say $7 on this flag or $10 because you really want it, whatever, right? You don't know where I'm going to start the bidding at, but you put in your highest bid amount, and throughout the auction, you will be put into the auction by me or Dragonflies with that proxy bid. Meaning, it's kind of like voting and not really being there. Well, we know how that's like a mail-in ballot. I'm just kidding. They do it a lot at auctions, um, and a lot of times phone-in auctions, but this is the way we're gonna do it, okay? Because I know that some of you don't get off work in time or whatever, so you'll miss it. So it's Tuesday, it starts at 4:30. This auction will probably go till, I would say, a good 3 to 4 hours because you've only seen, like, 3 tables. Yes, yes, exactly, SBLL, exactly. But you're only seeing 3 tables, and after looking at everything, I would say we have close to 9 or 10, tables, that are gonna be up for auction. We're hoping that we work it out because I wanna go out in the shop and show you the items live and make sure there's no flaws. If there's a flaw or a defect or whatever, I will tell you. I'll do it to the best of my ability. But then, we wanna sell it because I I've been looking at storage auctions, and, I love to do storage bidding. Some of them are good. Dragonflies will be like, "No, not again." We did a bunch in Alabama, and, it was crazy. So, if you want a proxy bid, you can. The main thing is if my mods would drop OTWP winner at Gmail, you have to, if you've never attended an auction, you have to pre-register. So I want to stress that to you. And there's no go backs. There's also a lot of fish nets. These fishing nets, these fish nets are big. I got like five of them, and I'm keeping a couple for myself. There's also these three set of wagon wheels, really cute decor pieces. There's some oil lamps, several oil lamps. That's one of them. There's this cow blanket, which is really cool. It's a flannel type blanket. Beautiful, beautiful window piece that is like a what is it, like a dream catcher type thing. There's a biker flannel blanket. This stuff is brand new in the bag. So it's a mix of old stuff. Look at that Zippo. Ooh, check that bad boy out. That is a badass Zippo right there. And that I don't like there's only a couple kind of lighters that I like. I like Zippos, which I've been collecting for about 30 years, probably over 30 years. I'm trying not to tell my age. Also, yeah, I used to watch Dave. Yep. Yeah. Uh, yep. He used to get on my freaking nerves, SPLL. Yeah, I'd like to pop that guy right in the head one time. Yep. But he would that show was a lot of fun to watch, Storage Wars. But huh? Yeah, we did that. That's what exactly what we did at when we were in Alabama is we went to these big storage auctions, and some of them the units got up to thousands and thousands of dollars. We had a freaking ball. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Dragonflies wanted to kill me. She wanted to kill me one day. I had bid on these 3 storage lockers all at once, and this was an online bidding site. So, I got bid out on all of them. Well, I get this email, and it says, "We will sell you all 3 of them. The guy hasn't paid." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll buy all 3 of them." And they're trying to get me to bid the same that he bid, and I'm like, "Hold on, it was only the 2 of us bidding on these storage lockers, so you really need to take my first bid because his were bullshit." And they said, "Well, we'll have to get back to you on that." And they email me back, and then they call me and said, "You're right, and we have to accept your bid." I got all 3 of these storage units for, like, $35, all 3 of them. The first one we went into, we made a killing. There was a blanket, and the reason I bid on it online is there was a blanket, and you could see something under it, but you could not tell what it was. It was a brand new microfiber love seat and couch, and so we sold that within a few minutes. I mean, it was sold and gone. But the one that Dragonflies wanted to kick my ass about, she really wanted to kick my ass. So I bid on this one because you could see a hospital bed, which is very valuable. You could see a refrigerator, you could see a stove, you could see some other stuff stuck back in there. All pictures right online. So we open it up and I'm all excited. I'm like, shit, $100. I'll sell the oven for 100. I'll sell this for 100. I'll sell that for 300. We start opening up the refrigerator. It's full of food and maggots. Now, when you buy a storage unit, you're responsible to remove everything within 48 hours. I was like, I thought I was never gonna hear the end of it, right? SBLL. I mean, she was pissed. And so I said, "Be very careful," because I had a feeling somebody passed away and the family just stuck all the shit in there. I mean, there was flour and oh, it was disgusting, y'all, disgusting. So I said, "Let's go through the pockets and try to salvage this unit and get something out of it." So she's over there, she's mad. Dragonfly, I'll never forget it. She was pissed at me. She was like, "Don't, we're not doing this shit no more." She's pulling shit out, and uh, I start laughing, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Here." And she turned around and she's like, "You just pulled that out of your pocket." And I'm like, "No, I didn't." I said, "Search every pocket in this unit." And I pulled out $100 bill, $20 bill, and a bunch of change. And I said, "There we go. Now I'll pay for somebody to come and haul this shit off and we'll make a little bit of money and say say la vie." But the good thing was stuck back in the corner There was a full-size house generator that worked. The guy, he said, "Can I try to crank it up?" I said, "I don't know about it. Go ahead." And I sold it for like 400 bucks, like boom, within hours. So, it's risky, but it's a lot of freaking fun. It's a lot of fun. I get like a rush from it. The first time I took dragonflies, I had bought a house and I bought all 3 floors, everything inside the house, and, she was like, "Holy shit." She goes, "You, like, get, like, a rush off this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I do. I'm a antiquer junker at heart. I love antiques. My mom says I was a picker before the American pickers because I used to stop in Nebraska and knock on people's doors, "Can I go in your barn?" You know? Yeah. I found some cool stuff. I found a, split tail wooden skateboard with metal wheels, one of the first skateboards that was ever made in the 1950s, and, I put it on eBay, and I paid the lady, like, 10 bucks, and I felt bad because I sold it for, like, $400 in 24 hours. And I felt really bad because the lady did have cancer. So I went back and gave her more money. And she's like, "You don't have to do that." She goes, "You bought so much stuff." And I'm like, "I feel bad. I feel bad because I know you're struggling, you know?" And she was like, "But I sold it to you for that amount." I was like, "I don't care, you know. Just spread the blessings." That's what I say, spread the blessings. You have to go back and look at it. The clock is a huge clock. It's missing the arms. The arms may be inside. I'll look. That was my daddy-o's. He loved ducks, and so it is ducks on there. So you have to go back, Blue Butterfly, and rewatch that part. I'm gonna go forward. There's Harley Davidson Zippo, and I wanna talk. So this would be a really important part for y'all to stay, like, focused in on because I wanna talk about there was some issues, okay? And a lot of times people have this issue when they come to a chat. So at the top of the chat, you will see live chat replay and it says top messages and there's a wheel over there. So you wanna hit that wheel, all the time. Whenever you come in a live chat, you wanna hit that wheel and you wanna switch it from top messages, right? And if you hit that wheel, it'll give you the option and you wanna hit it to all messages because that way you're actually in the chat speaking. So you definitely everywhere you go on YouTube, I thought I'd show this because so many people are like, "Why can't I see the chat? Why am I seeing the wrong messages? Why am I bidding wrong?" That's why. So make sure that throughout the auction, throughout live chats, period, live streaming, that you look at that and if it says live and it says top messages, switch it to all and it will switch back on you almost every time. I'm just telling you. I thought it'd be something good to bring up because YouTube is changing a lot of things. And so it's good to let you all know when you're watching live streams how to really interact with the chat correctly. The thing is when we have this auction, I will set a 1 minute timer. If there's no bid within that 1 minute, we will go on to the next item. Once we go on to the next item, there is no back bidding. So once it's done, it's done. Okay. It's done and it's over and we're on to the next item. You got booted out. And that's the other problem. Also, if there is people bidding on one item over and over, here's that shelf thing, that spicy rack. I went on Amazon to look it up um, to see what was going on with it. So there it is right there is that's that spicy rack thing, and it is $26 retail. I found them all the way up to 50 bucks. So I wanted to bring these things up. Also, in the chat, you want to say the lot number, which I'll announce, and your amount of bid. Okay. If you've never been to an auction, then you have to register now is the best time at otwpwinner@gmail.com. We need your name, address, city, zip, and your screen name. Will reserves be posted with the item? Well, I don't hardly ever do reserves, Kentucky. We don't really do reserves. I mean, where I started is what I try to start it at the right amount, and I try to start it low enough so that people will want it and bid on it. Um, most of the items start between $5 and $12. There is a brand new There's a George Foreman. There's an apple cider kit, brand new in the box. There's a furniture repair kit, brand new in the box. There's some shut the box. There's one of those games, shut the box, that I've talked about that I love. Y'all love it. It's easy. It's even something you can carry in your bug out bag. Um, we also there's some fishing stuff. There's fishing nets. There's I think there's a small tackle box. I don't. There's so much stuff out there. I honestly, I know that I have a full day of work again tomorrow just to get it all lined up. So we don't really do reserves to answer that question. Huh? What do you mean? I don't know. Um, am I frozen, y'all, or is it just dragonflies? Is dragonflies froze or am I froze? Somebody in the chat. We do ask that you pay the payments within 72 hours of the auction. You will get an invoice. Um, you, c- we will send it to you for PayPal, and you'll get the request via PayPal. We ask that you try to use PayPal, but if you can't, um, reach out to us now, email us now, and ask about other ways to pay. We would prefer PayPal because it's quick, it's easy, and we can streamline everything, and that's what we're trying to do. That's why each one of you will have an auction number. You won't know your auction number, but we'll know your auction number, and you can always ask for it after this auction, and that way each auction you'll be assigned the same number, which is pretty cool. We're gonna have a program pretty soon, and so the nice thing is as you bid, it'll come up on the screen. It'll say sold to Kentucky Survival 76, number 412 for the amount of blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the auction, it tallies them all up and shoots you out your invoice. So that's the thing I'm working on right now. So that'd be pretty cool. All I'm getting is the chat and buffering. I don't know. Huh? I'm gonna take down the background and see if that helps. You always get buffering. Okay. Um, so definitely email, definitely register if you haven't bid in an auction. I'm doing this little snippet about the auction because I want everybody to be on the same page. Um, and it's really simple, and I want to keep it simple because that makes it easy. There's no back bidding. There's all items are sold as is. We do our very, very best to describe and show the item if there's a defect or not. Um, we will not allow back bidding any longer on the items, and you'll see why on this auction. You can come in early to leave pre-bids on a certain item or items. Proxy bids are accepted. I want to say that if you proxy bid, you can also proxy bid via email, like I said. So I hope, yes. What's your question? Yeah, we're gonna enjoy the day together, SBLL. No YouTube for me, unless there's an emergency on OTWP report. If there's a news emergency, I'd pop up. But other than that, I'm gonna spend the day with dragonflies, and we're gonna enjoy a fun, romantic day, and a romantic day. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna work in the shed in the shop. That's gonna be romantic. That's what you get when you're with a prepper, is romances in the shop, and we're gonna be looking at stuff. That sounds so romantical. No, we're gonna actually. I have a little surprise for her. I have a little surprise, a little one. Okay. But I hope that this helps you all to understand the auction better. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me and definitely ask. And this is just a sneak peek. It's for Tuesday, and it's at 4:30 p.m. Central. I don't need this. I don't need them. I don't. Really, I do not need. I don't need those. Ask. Well, no, I don't. Yeah. So I hope that one, that you'll be able to come to the auction. Two, that this live stream tonight helped you. I hope that you start thinking about a plan, a way to really like put a plan intact for your home, especially if you have a lot of windows. It's really important. Tamara, yeah, zip it. Zip it. Um, Eating lots of watermelon. Truthful troll. Jesus, comedy. What's up, Leslie? They're being obnoxious again. I hope that y'all had got some useful information because we can talk about all kinds of prepping and shit, but like really when it boils down to it, it's going to be every family for themselves, and some of us are going to have to kick some ass. I mean, that's just the bottom line. There's no sidestepping it. It's coming to the United States. It's coming full throttle to the United States, and I think that each and every one of us realizes that, right? I think the big thing is that think with your head first, do the smart moves first, and then do brutal if you have to. And some of us are going to have to do brutal. It's just there's no sidestepping it. And so I would say this, try to get in the best shape you can. Um, One thing I've been doing is lifting weights. I've been trying to just build my upper body strength a little bit more, and I've been working on this knee. I did find my copper knee brace, and I think it has to go back on the old knee, but that's okay too, right? I think that it's very important for all of us to stay on point in 2024 and be very cautious, be very alert of your surroundings. It's probably one of the most important things you can do is to be absolutely alert of what's going on, because if you're caught with your head down in the black screen, you're a soft target, and your wife could be a soft target. Your kids could be a soft target. Teach them the same thing that you want to implement in your family. You know, guys, step to the plate and be the man in your house, and teach your family the right things to do. I think that it's definitely coming, and it's going to come hard and full throttle this summer as things heat up. Will it be a Red Dawn? I don't know. Maybe it'll be a Mad Max with a Red Dawn twist. I don't know. What I do know is that I think that all shit is going to break loose in the cities. It's going to start in the cities and it's going to roll to the burbs, and then it's going to roll on out here to the rural areas. And I don't think there's any way for any of us to say it's not going to happen here. You know, just saying. Yep. Yep. Most definitely. Army vet. Most definitely, man. It is gonna get twisted up. You're right, Blue Butterfly. It's definitely gonna get twisted up. I like bouncing at the sports bar in Long Beach while I was stationed there in the Navy. Yeah, well, everybody wish Dragonflies a happy birthday. Um, I am going to play her a birthday song. It's your birthday. You can cry if you want to. I would cry too if I was as old as you. Is that how the song goes? I don't know if that's. I'm older than you. I mean, like shit. Um. Oh, here, here. We'll do this one. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday, dragonflies. Here we go. Everybody wish dragonflies a happy, happy birthday because, well, she's young. She's young. Here we go. Birds, it's your birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. I don't know the words. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Why don't we have any words? Why are they just gonna hum to it? Let's try it again. It's your birthday. Let's try it again. We gonna party like it's your birthday.
Oh yeah,
Dragonflies.
it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your
Oh,
birthday. We
little
gon'
reggae,
chop
reggae,
jollof rice. It's your
reggae.
birthday. Chilling
Hey,
with me
let's
on your
go.
birthday. Oh yeah, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' chop a bonus too on your birthday. Chilling with me on your birthday. Pull up to the club, fresh trim, fresh ride. Baby girl looking so good, so fine. Do me, I do you, baby. Do me, I do you, baby.
Picking these other versions, I want 50 Cent. Let's try another one. Hey, what? Hey, get it, Leslie. Go. Get it. I'm really not digging these songs. I want 50 Cent.
My time of the year. If you got some music and you think it's hot, then pull it up. Pull up, we gonna drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. CMG, gonna make it drop it like it's hot. Okay, let's try one more. Oh, what? What? What?
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday?
Go
Is
ahead,
it
Mason.
your birthday?
Put my hand up on your head. When I did, you did, we did.
It's your birthday. Do what you want. Say what you want. Go crazy if you want it. It's her birthday. She got her nails done and her hair too. Everything new. It's your birthday. Yeah. Go.
Why can't I play 50 Cent? Why can't I? Why do they have to be 50 Cent? Why do you have to be such a jerk, man? Oh, hold on. Hold on. What is this one? Oh, it is 50 Cent. Oh,
Come
whoa.
on, let's go. AMG. When I pull up to the club, you see the engine in the back. And you know I'm VIP if I'm in, you know I'm strapped. And ain't shit changed, I'm the same. I was raised by God. Disrespect big bruh, I'ma aim, I got him. And I'm saying fuck friends, ain't no seats at the table. And I'm worth 10 mil and I ain't signed to a label. I see a bitch in the club, now she doing the interview. Said she hella like me, and she really not into you. You a bitch and a snitch, but that was a different era. And I ain't forgot shit, nigga, I'm real familiar. Whole squad got killed, you was spared to kill him. My big bruh is the ghost, and I'm Tommy the villain. I got money on my side, and my aim's impeccable. On the streets or inside, my name's respectable. And you niggas better hide if the game is chasing you. My lawyer on the case, I done.
Still not 50 Cent. It's his song and they just ain't singing it right. So I guess I'll go boring. Okay. I'm going to sing, Tam Tam. Here we go. Hold on. We going to sing. We going to sing it. We going to sing this to Dragonflies. Everybody get in sync. Get ready to roll. Here we go. Happy birthday, baby. I got you on my mind. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We'll see.
There's a special day for everyone that comes but once a year. And for you, my love, that day of days is here. So happy birthday, baby. May all your dreams come true. The way mine have with you. A special day, I'd like to say I wish you every happiness. I hope you're feeling fine. Now you'll have a real good time. And I wish you a happy birthday, baby. I don't know what I'll do if ever I lost you. I'd have no today, no tomorrow.
Not happy about her birthday. Let's get it right, okay? She is not happy about her birthday. She's like, I don't want another birthday. But it's okay. She's got it, it is your birthday. Oh, the shit I deal with. Well, Dragonflies, you are having a birthday. Happy birthday, baby. What? Everybody, blow up the chat with happy 60th birthday, Dragonflies. She's a cougar. She's a cougar. She's way older than I am. She's way older. You know. Oh, hello, Alicia. Breaker 19. Do I got any preppers in the house? Alicia, Leslie, was you getting down with me? Was you grooving, baby, grooving? I loved it. I love to act up. What? Okay. No more. She's over here. No more birthdays. It's better than the alternative. Yes, blue butterfly. Well, yeah, yeah. That is so true. Well, in some aspects, you can't skip the line. You can't skip the line and jump out of line. I hope that each and every one of you has a fantastic evening. I hope that you keep your head out of your ass and out of this black screen while you're out in public. Don't be the soft, easy target. Most of all, keep your head on a swivel and stack it to the rafters, baby. Because I'll tell you what, if you just come in here for the laughs, oh, I try to bring prepping in a fun, down to earth manner. But I'll tell you what, if you're not really prepping and you're just running around, it's gonna come back to bite you and your family right in the ass, and it's gonna hurt. It's going to hurt. So everybody, keep your head on a swivel. Do the dang thing daily. Never, ever freaking give up, no matter what. Do the dang thing. Big, huge prepper hugs to each and every one of you. It is time for me to sign out and get some grub. God bless you from here in the Ozarks to wherever you're at. Make it count. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up, comment on this. After, go out and make a comment. Freaking share it out. Screw you, YouTube. You hate me. You hate me because I keep telling the truth and you keep. They're trying to shadow ban me. Don't shadow ban me any longer. It's really not nice. Zombie, what you doing? You just hanging out? You hanging out, lurking? You lurkers. What did Truthful Troll say? You talking schmack diddle? Well, I know I can't see it. I seen Truthful Trolls being all polite. He said good night. Okay. He's eating taco. It doesn't have to be a birthday. Lord have mercy. This chat's going sideways. Everyone have a great day. Great night. God bless you all. Make it count. I'll see y'all soon, my friends. Take care. And don't forget, you're in the middle of a psyop. It's nothing but a psyop. Don't forget it. I'll see you all probably between now and Tuesday over at OTWP Report. I'm trying to get out of here. I'm stuck in the Matrix. What is this? Boom, boom, chuckalacka, bye bye.